Byzantine food culture is not merely a simple tradition that emerged from cooking food over fire. Rather, it is a great legacy shaped by geography, trade, wars, and religious life. The Byzantine Empire, which existed on the stage of history for approximately 1,000 years, played a significant role not only with its political power, but also with its cultural richness. One of the most striking reflections of this richness is Byzantine cuisine. To understand and learn about Byzantine cuisine, it is not enough to simply read the recipes that have survived to the present day. This is because this cuisine emerged through the combination of many factors, such as geographical location, trade networks, religious beliefs, wars, and interactions with different cultures. One of the most important factors shaping Byzantine cuisine was the geography in which the empire was located. The capital of the empire, Constantinople, known today as Istanbul, was situated at a point that connected Europe and Asia. This location enabled the city to become a major center both commercially and culturally. At the intersection of Mediterranean and Black Sea trade routes, products from different regions came together in the markets of Constantinople. For this reason, olives, olive oil, grapes, grains such as wheat, vegetables, and legumes held an important place in Byzantine cuisine. Fish and seafood in particular were essential in the daily diet of the people. Fish brought from the Marmara and Black Sea regions were sold in large quantities in city markets and were widely consumed by both the public and the palace. The roots of Byzantine cuisine date back to the period of the Roman Empire. The Byzantines inherited many culinary traditions from the Romans. These included, foremost, wine culture, as well as various sauces, the use of fresh herbs, and dishes combining meat and fish. However, over time, the Byzantines developed these techniques and formed their own culinary identity. Especially the products and spices coming from the East contributed to further diversification of the cuisine. One of the most important factors in the development of Byzantine cuisine was the trade. Constantinople had become one of the largest trade centers between East and West. Thanks to this, products from many different regions of the world were incorporated into Byzantine cuisine. Spices from India and the Middle East began to occupy an important place in the cuisine. Valuable and aromatic spices such as cinnamon, black pepper, ginger, and saffron were especially used in the palace kitchen. These spices not only enhanced the flavor of the dishes, but also demonstrated the richness of Byzantine tables. While spices were rare in many parts of Europe at the time, they were more easily accessible in the markets of Constantinople. Religion was another important factor influencing the foundations of Byzantine food culture. The official faith of the empire was Christianity, particularly Eastern Orthodox Christianity. In Orthodox belief, there were numerous fasting days throughout the year. On these days, the consumption of meat was prohibited, and dairy products could only be consumed within certain limits. As a result, Byzantine cuisine developed largely around vegetables, legumes, fish, and seafood. Lentil dishes, vegetable stews, and olive oil-based meals were very common. This tradition also played a significant role in the foundation of many olive oil dishes seen in modern Mediterranean cuisine. Throughout its history, the Byzantine Empire experienced many wars, and these wars influenced not only political borders, but also cultural interactions. The Byzantines had long-term contact particularly with the Sasanian Empire, the Arab Caliphates, and later Turkish states. As a result of these interactions, Byzantine cuisine acquired certain characteristics from Middle Eastern cuisine. Dishes combining sweet and savory flavors, recipes containing honey and spices, and sherbet-like beverages entered the cuisine through this cultural exchange. Byzantine cuisine developed on two different levels, the palace cuisine and the common people's cuisine. The palace cuisine was rich, diverse, and elaborate. In the meals prepared for emperors, nobles, and the aristocracy, high-quality spices, rare meats, and special sauces were used. Palace banquets were organized to display the power, nobility, and wealth of the empire. In contrast, the cuisine of the common people had a simpler foundation. The daily diet of the people mainly consisted of bread, vegetables, legumes, fish, and cheese. However, thanks to the rich resources provided by the Mediterranean geography, even this simple cuisine was quite balanced and nutritious. In Byzantine society, eating was not only a daily necessity, but also an important social activity. Grand banquets held among the aristocracy were a significant part of social life. At these feasts, many nobles gathered, numerous dishes were prepared, music was played, and guests would converse for long periods. These elaborate tables were also used to strengthen social relationships and display status. Over time, Byzantine cuisine did not remain confined within its own borders, but also influenced many surrounding cultures. It is possible to see traces of Byzantine cuisine, especially in the regions of the Balkans, Anatolia, and the Eastern Mediterranean. Many dishes in these regions have developed over centuries under the influence of Byzantine culture. In conclusion, Byzantine cuisine is not merely a culinary tradition formed by the combination of recipes and valuable ingredients. It is the legacy of a great civilization shaped by geography, trade, wars, religion, and cultural interaction. Extending from the lively and abundant markets of Constantinople to the magnificent and lavish tables of the palace, this world shows us that history is shaped not only by wars and kingdoms, but also by tables. Because one of the most effective ways to understand a civilization is to look at its cuisine and food culture.